Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hari Om to everyone. Happy Monday. I hope you all had a amazing weekend. Hope you kept the consciousness in the mode of goodness, at least most of the time. Some Rajas will be there, some Tamas will be there, but for the most part, the mode of goodness. When we come to study the philosophy, we want the mind and body to be in the mode of goodness. That helps us to understand the transcendental knowledge much easier. When you're in Rajas and Tamas, knowledge really goes over your head. And then when you're in the mode of goodness, new realizations come. So here, continuing with the passing of Bhishma is teaching us how the great advanced souls, doesn't matter which spiritual culture you're from, but if you're advanced spiritually, this is how you prepare for death. So Bhishma he's on his deathbed now. He gave a whole time to teach Yudhishthira. It's in the Mahabharata, how to rule a kingdom, how this, that. And after he finished that, now here he changes the conversation. As he changed the conversation, he's now remembering. He says, now at this moment, I don't want to do anything with the kingdom. No. I don't even recognize myself as the grandfather anymore. He says, you have to give up all these designations and just be the pure soul. So he says a few mantras by, he said, just let me think of Krishna. Let me just be in tune with God. So this is his false perception, all his mental modification, he's taken away. Now he's just a pure soul surrendered, and he just wants to think of God. So now he is remembering. So now the conversation changed. He is remembering the pastimes that he saw, that he experienced from God. So that's where he started where we left off. So we're at chapter 9, mantra 30. 36, I think we left off, yeah. No, 30, we left off at 35. It says, in obedience to the command of his friend, Lord Krishna. So he's remembering Krishna's pastimes now. And not just with Krishna, but Krishna with his devotees. So Krishna and Arjuna. In the arena of Kurukshetra, between the soldiers of Arjuna. And while there, he shortened the lifespan of the opposite party by his merciful glance. This was done due to simply by his looking at the enemy. Let my mind be fixed upon that Krishna. So growing up and remember I was like maybe 10, and there was a movie in Belize. It was about the Greek gods. Clash of the Titans, I think. It was an old version of Clash of the Titans. And the way they could kill the big demon or whatever, the main star, the warrior, had to cut the head off of Methuselah. And whoever sees the head dies. Anyone remember that movie? Right? So he got the head, and the head had a lot of snakes, right?
They turned the stone.
Turned to
They
stone,
turned the
right?
stone.
So they died.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when he met, he showed the face of, and they turned into stone and died. So similarly, when Krishna glanced at people, all of them got their lifespan got shortened, right? Unlike Methuselah, that soul didn't go back to the spiritual world. But in Krishna's case, they all went back to this. So now he's remembering. So Bhishma is like, oh, I remember how you did this and you did that, Krishna. And then, like I said, when people think of Krishna, when the advanced devotees think of Krishna, they just don't think of Krishna by himself. They're always thinking of Krishna with his devotees. So it's, oh, Krishna and the cowherd boys in the forest. Krishna and Radha, right? Krishna and Sudama. Krishna and... So he's remembering Krishna and Arjun, because remember, he didn't see Krishna in Vrindavan as a little kid. So all he can remember is Krishna as a prince. Yes? Krishna as a warrior. That's what he's remembering. So it's not like the resonance of Vrindavan. When they think of Krishna, they don't think of Krishna with armor and bows and arrows. No. They think of Krishna with a flute. Right? So different relationships. That's how different people, devotees, remember Krishna. The residents of Vrindavan, they don't want to see Krishna in a helmet and a chariot and a palaces. No. We like to see Krishna as a cowherd boy with cows. Whereas Bhishma now, his experience with Krishna is when Krishna is older. So he's remembering Krishna. Oh, and not just Krishna with his devotees. Who? The cowherd boys? No. Krishna with his devotee, Arjun, in relationship with Yudhishthira. Like that. So let's continue to our next mantra. Mantra 36. Srila Prabhupada writes for us. Vyavahita pritana mukam nikrikshaya swajana vadad vimukyasya dosha budaya kumatim aharad atma vedayayascha charana rita paramasya tasya me stu. Translation. When Arjun, so this is Bhishma, he's remembering Krishna, but he's remembering Krishna in his relationship with his devotee Arjun. When Arjun was seemingly polluted by ignorance, upon observing the soldiers and the commanders before him on the battlefield, the Lord eradicated his ignorance by delivering transcendental knowledge. May his lotus feet always remain the object of my attraction. So he's remembering the confusion he saw of Arjun. So when Arjun was confused, I don't want to fight anymore. We know the whole Bhagavad Gita, right? So he's remembering that. Oh wow, that was amazing. As he's about to die, he's thinking of Krishna and Arjun and how Krishna helped Arjun out of his ignorance. The first ignorance we all have is, we should know this by now. What is the first ignorance? The first philosophy Krishna taught Arjun in the Gita. Anyone?
I am this body.
Thank you. That's the first ignorance. I am this body. Krishna taught Arjun, Komaram Yovaram Jara. So the soul is different from the body. The body changes from birth to be boyhood, youth, young adult to adult, old age, disease, and death. But you, the soul, is eternal. So that's it. Krishna cut straight through Arjun's biggest ignorance. And it's not Arjun's biggest ignorance. It is the whole universe's ignorance. A soul in a bird is thinking, I am a bird. Look at those humans. They can't fly like me. an alligator. The soul in the alligator's body is thinking, I am an alligator. Look how much all the humans, they fear me. Yeah, right? I live in Gatorland. Every week, there's news of a human getting chased or attacked by gators. It's amazing. So the false ego, when the soul gets a body of a fish, aquatic, oh look, I can breathe underwater. I'm better than humans. Humans cannot breathe underwater, right? It's all relative. So that's the first illusion. And then when we get humans, oh yeah, we are the most intelligent. Do you find any humans who think they're more better than the animals? Who's met a human who thinks they're better than the animals? Right? It's amazing. So then you get a demigod's body. Ooh, look at those little humans down there. They're so small compared to us. I can send the wind. I can send the sun. I can send any one of the forces, right? I am a demigod. No. All of that is illusion. So the biggest ignorance throughout the whole universe is I am whatever material body I have been gifted with. It's amazing, right? Today we're walking in the park and, we saw the little ducks in a little lake. And in their mind, the ducks are thinking, wow, we are ducks. And we know the universe of this one lake. But then for a human, we know that millions of lakes around the planet. There are many ducks. So the demigods is like, look at these humans. They think that, well, there's so many other planets around, right? So it's all relative as our consciousness expand. So first illusion, we're not the material body. We're not the mental modifications, Patanjali calls it. And so he's remembering when Krishna took Arjuna out of his ignorance. Arjuna is thinking he was a material body. Arjuna is thinking he had an occupation and he wanted to change his occupation. He was thinking, I want to go be a Brahmin. No, Arjuna, you cannot change. You have wings, you are a bird. Your dharma this life, fly. You have gills, your dharma this life, breathe underwater. You have a human form, you're going to walk on two legs. You're going to act like a human. So you cannot change the nature that we've been gifted with the body. Now let's spiritualize those, yes? So whichever body we get, we can spiritualize them. So that's why Krishna comes in different incarnations. He comes as a fish. He can purify all the body, the souls in the fish body. He comes in bird, Garuda. All the birds can get spiritualized by connecting to God in those incarnations. And then we have a human form. Oh, he comes in the human form. Let's get inspired. So Bhishma is remembering, wow, Krishna is amazing. He helped his devotee to come out of the ignorance. Let's go to the next mantra. 37. Swanigamam apaya mat prati janam. Vitam adikartum avagputo ratashta. Dvita rata charano byayachala dukur. Ahid iva hantum ibam gatarajaya. Fulfilling my vow and sacrificing his own promise, he got down from the chariot, took up his wheel, and ran towards me hurriedly, just as a lion goes to kill an elephant. He even dropped his outer garment on the way. So Bhishma had a vow. So he says Krishna fulfilling his vow. What was Bhishma's vow? That when he dies, he wanted to see Krishna. So Krishna fulfilled it. So in the Mahabharata, it's described Bhishma is on the opposite side, and Duryodhana is the leader. And Duryodhana sees that Bhishma is not fighting to his full capacity. So Vishnu, oh, you're not doing well because I think you still love those Pandavas. You can fight better. And then Bhishma said, no, no, no. Tomorrow I will kill all the Pandavas. So he put the arrows aside. And as Bhishma was going to come to kill them, and remember, Krishna made a vow. What was Krishna's vow? Bhishma had a vow. Krishna had a vow. What was Krishna's vow?
I don't fight.
I
won't
wouldn't fight. I wouldn't take up a weapon. So when Bhishma was coming to kill Arjun, what did he did? He understood. Oh wow, Arjun stole Arjun stole the weapons from Bhishma. So then Bhishma was like, "Oh, I'm gonna have to kill him." So he's attacking, and he's about to kill Arjun. And Krishna saw that, and Krishna took up the wheel, and he's coming to kill Bhishma. And then Arjun had to stop him. Krishna, you vowed not to take up a weapon this life, this war. Please don't kill him. And so that's how Krishna broke his vow to take up a weapon. Although he didn't kill him, but Bhishma's vow is, if I die, I want to see Krishna. So now he's fulfilling both. As now he's about to die. And that's how Arjun was able to. Arjun stole Bhishma's weapons. Then Bhishma realized this is Krishna's arrangement. No one can do anything without God's will. I won't be able to kill the Pandavas. He knew, but he fight hard. And then this is how Arjun released the first arrow into his body. And now his body is on many arrows, the bed of arrows. So many vows. So vows are there. Does anyone know why people take vows? Let's hear some reasons. Because we see even the Kshatras take vows. Why do people take vows?
To eternalize a commitment that you're making.
To internalize a commitment that they take. Good, wonderful. Anyone else want to go? Have a go? Why do you take vows? Okay, let's hear some vows people take in life. In our times.
You have your wedding vows.
Wedding vows, good. What other vows do we take?
Certain occupations has vows like doctors.
Doctors, yeah, some certain occupation, right? You take a vow if you're going to work in that field. Good. Anyone else?
Baptismal vows, first communion vows. You make when you make your first communion, you make a vow to tell the truth, and when you make your first, I don't know. That's what I remember.
No, that's not baptism. That's communion. Is it? Is it
yeah, your first communion. Your
first communion. Yeah,
communion,
that's right.
Yeah, you make a vow.
Yeah, you make a vow then. Yes. Anyone else? Where else do we make vows?
Every spiritual culture, they have do's and don'ts.
Do's and don'ts. So in the yoga culture, when someone is about to get initiated, the guru asks you, okay, what are the vows you're going to follow? So why are there vows? Vows keep the tradition of purity within the structure, right? It helps you to purify your lifestyle. So you make that communion, right? You make a vow. I'm going to dedicate this life to God. Make a vow to your medical, you have to sign. We call it contract, right? My one yoga teacher in India used to say, he said, contract come from the word con men, con artists. They have you, they con you into something anyway. But it's become right, contracts, right? It's all ways to align you with something. But for the most part, the contract should be, or the vow should be something that's going to allow you to live in the mode of goodness. That's what it should be, right? You make a vow, okay, you won't practice in your medical, you won't do misleading stuff. In the police graduation, right? What's the vow? serve the badge. So I'm here. I'm going to protect the people. I'm serving the badge, serving the flag. But then, what do you see people do? They make the vows. One year down the road, they break the vow. It's like, hello. So vows are there, right? The policemen, the doctors, the wedding vows. They're there to help you, to allow you to commit to something. And hopefully that commitment to something is for something that is in the mode of goodness. Because some people take some vows and it's in the mode of, Tamas and Rajas, right? Gang members, right? They take a vow to join gangs. Okay, you have to kill this amount of people. It's like, man, in the mode of Tamas. But they're aligning their consciousness there. So whichever mode of you're in, then you commit to certain vows. But for the most part, the vows around the planet that are accepted by the masses are to help us come to the mode of goodness. When you get your first driver's license, right? You're 17, 18. What's the vow you make? What's the vow you make when you get your first driver's
I
license?
would abide by traffic rules.
One, and 2 weeks later, you avoid the traffic rules. What's the main one people break?
Drink and drive.
Thank you, right? It's amazing. There's a vow. Okay, you get your driver. Do not drink. In the test, you have to take the test, right? Don't drink and drive. And you answer it perfectly so you can get your driver's license. And what do humans? Hand up the bottle out of the car, one hand on the steering wheel. In my country, oh man, it's so hilarious. They not only break the vow, they show it to the police. One hand outside of the car with the alcohol beverage and the drive, and the police just look at them. Hey, you have a bottle for me? the culture, right? So unfortunately, so we make vows to try and keep us in the mode of goodness. So vows are not to be broken. Vows are there to help you. And if for some reason or other you break a vow, right? No one's perfect, we agree. Then beg for forgiveness. Don't do it again. The problem starts when it becomes again and again and again. When my culture, oh man, you tell a Belizean, okay, drink and drive once. Good luck with that. They break that vow again and again and again and again. It becomes the norm. The police stop them. Okay, you're drunk. Yes. I have 2 cases in the back. You can have one, officer. What do you think the officer will do? Uphold the law of No, he'll take that case. Go on, man. Unbelievable, right? They take bribes. Oh, Krishna. So if you find yourself breaking a vow, because here we can see Krishna made a vow. And Krishna is about to break that vow. Krishna, pick up a weapon, ready to break the vow to kill someone, even though he said, I am not going to use a weapon. So in one sense, Krishna broke his vow. Simultaneously, he kept the vow. How did he keep the vow? He didn't kill Bhishma. But he broke the vow because he did pick up a weapon. He did pick up the wheel, but Arjun pleaded. And he listened to, okay, I put the weapon back down. So in one sense, he broke his vow, but that vow was broken out of love to protect Arjun. Amazing. This is how far God loves us. God will go out of his way to break his vow to protect a devotee of his. When you read, I remember when I read this, I was like, wow. right? Out of love, God would break his vow. And there are many instances we'll read in the Bhagavatam. Lord Chaitanya told I think I told this story. Lord Chaitanya told one person who sneaked into his kirtan, "You will not see me for 1,000 lifetimes." Lord Chaitanya just gave him that curse. "You will not see me for 1,000 lifetimes because you sneaked into this room." And the person went outside, and all the devotees, they hear the curse. It's like, wow, that's a horrible curse. They was like, what? And when the devotees, they went outside and they met this person, the person was happy, dancing. And then, hello, you got cursed. You won't see God for 1,000 lifetimes. And why are you happy? And the person said, well, you know, I will see God again. It might take 1,000, but I will see him again. And all the devotees are like, wow, this person has so much faith. And then Lord Chaitanya did what? Bring him back in here. Lord Chaitanya broke the vow. So he just got, and he saw Lord Chaitanya again in less than 2 minutes. So God, when you read the Bhagavatam, you'll see how God comes to protect his devotees. And to protect his devotees, God will break vows, his vows. Now, that doesn't give us the okay to break our vows. No. Don't imitate God. But know that if you fall in love with God, God will go out of his way to protect you. That's the real essence of this mantra. Right? Follow our vows, and then as you go through life, you'll have a lot of ups and downs. Know that when you're in your downs, like Arjun, he'll give you wisdom to pull you out of ignorance. He will protect you so that at the moment of need, he'll be there for us. Yes? That's the essence of this amazing mantra. Good. Let's continue. Translation. Mantra 38. Sita vishikahato vishirna damsaha shataja paritpluta atata ninome prasabam abhivasara madvadartam sabhavatu me bhagavan gatir mukundaha. May he, Lord Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead, who awards salvation, Mukunda, one name for Krishna is Mukunda. Arjuna referred to Krishna in the Gita as Mukunda, one who awards salvation. Be my ultimate destination. On the battlefield, he charged me. So on the battlefield, Krishna charged Bhishma, as if angry because of the wounds dealt by my sharp arrows. His shield was scattered, and his body was smeared with blood due to the wounds. So when I grew up as a Christian, you hear this word salvation, yes? Right? And salvation. So I grew up, and then I hear about Christmas time. I heard about the Salvation Army, right? They're at the door ringing the bells, asking for donations, and the salvation. So salvation means, right? God is he has the power to remove your negative karma. Whatever wrong you did, if you fall in love with God, God can remove your karma, negative karma, and you can enter into the kingdom of God. So the ultimate salvation, right? That's the ultimate salvation. So here in the yoga culture, we have this aspect of God as well. And that aspect is Mukunda. When you might meet an Indian gentleman, what's your name? Mukunda. Like, oh yeah. It means the Lord Lord of salvation. That's what it means. So Prabhupada had one amazing disciple. He gave him the name Mukunda. And that person was one of the first person who went to England. They were young, right? Young kids, 19, 18. And he made contact with, He's the one who made contact with George Harrison. And George Harrison, they made a music CD for the Maha Mantra. And Govindam Adi Purusham, the Brahma Samhita prayers. So if you go to any ISKCON temple, you'll hear that CD that George Harrison made, composed. He composed as a gift to Srila Prabhupada. And Mukunda, when George Harrison was about to pass away, they were friends. And so when George Harrison was about to pass away, what did he do? He's in California, right? He's living there, and he wrote Mukunda, and this time he's a Swami. He took sannyas, Mukunda Goswami. He said, please, do you mind to come to my deathbed and read the Bhagavatam for me? So Mukunda, they became friends in the 60s. I think George passed away in the 90s, I think, right? Late 90s or early 2000, thereabout. So Mukunda Goswami, these days he was living, I think he was living in New Zealand or somewhere, New Zealand, Australia. And he left his preaching and landed in, and he was there with George as he took his last breath. Amazing. So this is what spiritual friendship is. So, and his name is Mukunda. So I just thought of him because he's one of Prabhupada's disciples. Your name is Mukunda Das, the Lord of Salvation. Amazing. So yeah, so we have this concept as we have it in Christianity that I grew up with. The yogis have it in the yoga culture as well. That God knows we're not perfect. God knows we will make mistakes. But because if someone is sincere on the path, Krishna will then come in and remove your negative karma. Your negative karma was going to be a whole 10 bags for your flight. Now Krishna comes in and make it a little bag. Okay, so good. You're so sincere, you can come back to the spiritual world. So yes, this is God's mercy on us, right? And we can see humans does this as well, right? Salvation. We practice this level of salvation to a certain degree, right? We, especially parents with kids, or more the grandparents, we should say, right? The grandparents are always more lenient with the grandchildren than the parents. The parents are very strict, right? This is the rules, Grandparents are like, let's ignore those. I'll take you to the ice cream shop. But so you get to satisfy your senses, so our spiritual senses get satisfied when we go back to the spiritual world. And then the nice, amazing point, the ultimate destination, right? There's so many destinations in this universe. There's so many destinations on our planet. Right now, as we're speaking, so many airplanes are taking place. So many airplanes are going around the planet. People have so many destinations they're going, isn't it? Right now, how many planes are flying into New York City? Then all the people in New York, it's so freezing. How many people are flying to Hawaii and Florida? They have that Hawaiian airline flight direct. Get you out of the cold, direct, get to Hawaii. So many destinations people are going. And then we see our space rockets, right? Or the spaceships are going up. So many destinations. What is the ultimate destination Bhishmadev is saying here? Goloka Vrindavan, the spiritual world. That's the ultimate destination. So as we move around in this world, we'll move to that place, visit this place, do this. But our goal should always be on the ultimate destination, right? Don't lose track of the ultimate destination. And once you have that consciousness, right, you have that, we say, the GPS, right? If your GPS is correct, you won't get lost. Right, so we have that ultimate destination, Vrindavan, spiritual world. Different cultures refer to it different phrase, right? I grew up as a Christian. They say, "Oh, we want to get back to heaven, right? In the yoga culture, we say the spiritual world, Brindavan. That's so every different culture, right? But there's a destination. Why we're doing all the things we're doing? Because there's a place we want to go. Ultimate paradise, right? The ultimate. When Prabhupada traveled around the planet, he went to Hawaii. He said, this is remnants of the previous yuga. And he said it to the same thing when he went to, I think he went to Bali or somewhere. He was just stopping over, and just the beauty of it. The planet, this is some remnants of the previous yuga. And then Prabhupada would say, yes. But could you imagine, multiply this 1,000,000 times fold? That's how beautiful the spiritual world is. So we don't want to get loose. Whenever we see something beautiful here in this dimension, right? The tourism culture, right? Every country has tourism. It is built on creating a destination for someone to have a sankalpa. Yes? Minister of Tourism, what are you going to do? My job is to bring people to the country. Right? They create a destination for us. So as you visit different places, experience it. It's part of Mother Earth. God created that beautiful setting. But don't lose the ultimate destination. The ultimate destination is the spiritual world. That's where we want. So this is what Bhishma is reminding us. He says, the ultimate destination. Let's continue. Next mantra of 39. Vijaya Rata Kutumba Atata Chote Drita Haya Rasmini Tachtriyeshu Naniye Bhagavati Vati Astu Me Mumushur Yam Ihanik Riliksha Hatagata Swarupam. He continues, at the moment of death, let my ultimate attraction be to Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead. I concentrate my mind upon the chariot driver of Arjuna, who stood with a whip in his right hand and a bridle rope in his left, who was very careful to give protection to Arjuna's chariot by all means. Those who saw him on the battlefield of Kurukshetra attained their original forms after death. So Bhishma is revealing to us the goal of yoga. The goal of yoga is to return to our original spiritual form. And he's telling us, anyone who dies, remember Krishna tells Arjuna in the Gita, whatever is your last thought when you die, that is what you become. Yes? Now, Bhishma is saying, all these soldiers who died, they saw that glittering bright yellow dhoti. They saw Krishna's hair, beautiful with the dirt dust and the skin. They went back home, back to God. Because that's what was their last vision, their last. So he's saying, let this be my ultimate attraction. Amazing. So God gifted us two beautiful eyes. Yes? And our eyes get attracted to many things. Yes? Sometimes when you're in the mode of ignorance, your eyes will get attracted to killing, horrible things. When you're in the mode of passion, your eyes will get attracted to passionate things. And when we're in the mode of goodness, our eyes will get attracted to things in the mode of goodness. So he says, let's transcend all these three modes he's saying here. If you want to be attracted to Krishna, you have to fall away. The three modes of nature have to fall away from your consciousness and let your attraction, the ultimate. So this doesn't mean you're going to travel through life and not appreciate the beautiful things around you, right? The yogis, we greet the sun in the morning, get enamored by the rainbows, get enamored by snow-capped mountains, right? The first time that first snow comes in the city, right? The first 3 days, it's beautiful. After that, it gets slushy. You see, anything we see beautiful, that's just beautiful, like, wow, amazing. Beautiful painting, right? You have some painters, they just draw paint, Picasso, and whoa, that's amazing. God is working through. Anything we see beautiful is created by God. Now, he says, okay, who created that? Let me get attracted to that. So he's saying, let my ultimate attraction be towards Krishna, towards God. Remember, Bhishma is about to die. He's not going to live in it. So he's sold out. This is my vision. I want to just see the personality of Godhead. I don't even care to see a sunrise or a moonrise or no. I want to see the person who created it. Yes. So as we move along in life, once your mind comes to the mode of goodness and you start to see things in the mode of goodness, you will be attracted to rainbows and amazing beauty of God. But then as we start to transcend it, who created this beautiful thing? God is there. So let me, on my last breath, let me focus my eyes on the supreme beautiful form. What does the word Krishna means? Anyone?
All attract.
Thank you. All attractive. He is the most beautiful. God, when I read this as a teenager, it made sense. Because remember, I grew up with this concept that God is old, right? He's the oldest. So in my mind, and then they gave me a picture of God. God must have a beard, white hair. But that, when I read the verse, I was like, wait, this make more sense. Yes, God is the oldest, but he's beyond time. So God can be, he's the most beautiful. And I saw the painting of God. I was like, wow, yes, God is the most attractive. This is God. God doesn't have a body made up of earth, water, fire, air like us. Our body will age and get gray hair, not God's body. His body is ever youthful. God has the most beautiful form. I was like, wow, this. So yes, God is the oldest. Simultaneously, my 16-year-old mind, he is the oldest, according to the vow. Simultaneously, he's the most beautiful. I was like, wow. It like a bling went on in my mind, right? Yeah. So this is what we want. So when we come to that moment, let's meditate. That should be our ultimate attraction. Let's meditate on these mantras for a couple minutes. Bring the spine tall, palms on the knees, touch the tip of the thumbs, close the eyes softly. Bring the awareness to the breath as it moves in and out. In these mantras, the great sage is teaching us about destinations. We travel all over this planet. Contemplate some of the most amazing places you've visited in this planet. For your vacation, for work. Amazing. This earth is beautiful. And then we should also simultaneously develop a ultimate destination, that ultimate place we want to go when we start our spiritual path is the spiritual world, where the creator of this universe resides with his devotees, his entourage. Our goal as a spiritual practitioner is to enter that spiritual world and become a part of God's entourage. When we have that goal of destination, then we can continue this beautiful journey. And we understand to get to that destination, there's a price for that plane ticket, that space ticket. That is devotional service, the act of love from your heart, serving God unmotivated and uninterruptedly, just because you love God, you serve. Because God, you understand, God is doing the same thing to us at this moment. God is loving us uninterruptedly, and simultaneously He's serving us out of love. He's given you gravity, the sun, the moon, so many things God has provided for us. It's when we reciprocate that love with God, that's the passport, visa to get back to the spiritual dimension. And know that as you start to fall in love, God will sometimes break His vow to help us get to that spiritual destination. Again and again, He breaks His vows out of love to protect us. All our karmic additions, sometimes a person might have too many negative karma. But sometimes they might do 1, 2, or 3 things positive to please God. He nullifies. We have this word, Mukunda, Lord of Salvation. Then the great sage is teaching us that we've been gifted with 2 beautiful eyes. We get attracted to certain things according to which modes of nature we are in. First, we have to bring it to the mode of goodness. Remember something you saw in this world that was just in the mode of goodness, very beautiful, allowed you to become peaceful, allowed you to become grateful, allowed you to expand your consciousness. And then the ultimate goal of our eyes, the great sage is saying, is that beautiful form of God. Yes, He's the oldest. God is the oldest. Simultaneously, He is the most beautiful. So when He's looking at Krishna on his deathbed, He's like, this is the perfection of my eyes. So as we move around in this world, we want to recognize the beautiful things around that God created. Whenever you see something beautiful, know that God created it. No scientist, no man-made. No, it's divinely created. And then you can use connect it to divine spiritual form of God. Krishna is ever youthful, always attractive. God is all attractive. Let this be the goal of our eyes, the perfection of our eyes. And the more and more we practice seeing the deity, seeing a painting, it helps the form to come into the consciousness and helps to transcend the 3 modes of nature. The more we keep the form of God in the consciousness, we transcend space and time, we transcend the 3 modes of nature, we transcend the negative karma. For the next 15 seconds, see if you can keep the form of a picture of Krishna in your mind, just as Bhishma is looking. He says, with yellow dhoti, necklaces, peacock feather, bangles, rings, whole form of Krishna in your mind for the next 15 seconds. No random thoughts, just that vision. Smiling at you with his eyes and lips. And just as Bhishma has a unique relationship with God, you are also a child of God. You have a unique relationship with God. And he's smiling at you and ready to protect you, ready to break his vow out of love for you. This is our relationship with God. Take a deep inhalation. Exhale slowly. Breath to normal. Bring the palms back to the heart. Lower the brain, the skull towards the higher self. Namaste. Lift the head. Open the eyes. Thank you all so much. Everyone has a bucket list, right? Add those to your bucket list. Final destination. Final form. Right? Bhishma has given us the ultimate perfection of them. Thank you, Helene. Mahalo. Greg. Thank you, Bashak. Thank you, Jenny. Thank you, Margaret. Thank you, Yvonne. Hari Om. Tat Sat. Yes.